It's going to be a great one. I'm going to let you know who's already confirmed with me right now. Norby's, who's I'm going to bring in the studio in a second. He's already confirmed. Wayward Son, TikTok sensation. Okay. He doesn't like when I call him that. Wayward Son is going to be on there. It's also going to be Josh, the homie hangout, is going to be on there. I'm already going blank. I got to go back and look at the list. Here it is. Mi hermano Peter from Chicano State of Mind. Mi hermano Peter. He's going to represent. He's going to be on there. Lexit has officially accepted the invitation to the next town hall. So Lexit is going to be in the house. Cholo Trucker is also going to be in the house. We got to bring back Nino America. We got to. It's just that's Mando Commando, right? And me and Si Se Puede. Is that enough? I think we're pretty much already filled all the pinchy squares. That might be all the squares. That's going to be on February 12th because on the 10th, your boy's already knee deep in it and shit. I'm going to be at the Hispanic Assembly meeting bringing up the initiative for the farm workers. Okay. And then we'll talk about that on Wednesday night. So it's going to be a great conversation, man. So shout out to, wanted to announce that as well. And what we're going to be talking about tonight. So let me go ahead and just acknowledge some of the comments. Adam69. The fuck, Adam69. Julio Solorio, I appreciate you. Brad Pitbull is in the building. That's right. The Run, the Fade crowd is here. The gente de raza is here. So no, let me go ahead and not wait anymore and bring on.
No. Hey. All right. Am I looking too sharp or I can't tell?
All right. Man, you got a standing ovation, Ray.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't even tell. Is my mic working good? You can hear me well?
I can hear you loud and clear. If it's feedback on your end or
no feedback. I don't know.
It's clear. Cabron, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. You know, I'm pretty excited. I got a new ND variable filter that make me very happy with my lenses.
So now you can shoot wide open?
Yes, in the broad daylight. Before I used to have just an ND filter, which was 6 stops only.
That's a lot. Wait, you mean only? Shit, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense out here because it gets pretty bright out here. So, but sometimes you kind of need that the variable one, you know.
Sometimes you do, and on a super high level, you won't even need it. I mean, like on Miss Chicano Tube's level, because you know you're basically either gonna make a composite out of it, you know what I mean, or one way or another, layer it in Photoshop and make a masterpiece out of it. Because most of the clients want to hang some shit in their living rooms. Norby's, here we are, the last day of January, cabron. Enough, we did it, man. Enough. How many people do you think are percentage-wise, Norby's? How many people do you think are sticking with their New Year's resolutions right now? Still, 31 days.
I'll say a good amount of people. I mean, it's a pretty good year. I mean, all things considered. I mean, there's still a lot of people that are doing their thing, and I believe everyone's sticking to it in one way or another.
Well, the numbers don't agree with you, Norby's.
Oh, really?
The numbers don't agree. The numbers say 85% of people by the 31st of January went back to the habits 60, 90 days before the new year. Now, that's not to say, you know, let's stop encouraging people. No. But let's just keep it pushing, man. We're going to be talking about tonight the comedian, Kenny Flores. We're going to talk about, I'm going to ask Norby's about Gavachas Gone Wild and see what he says about that. We'll also be talking about a plane crash that happened. A couple other things that are already going on, man. Even when
there's a lot of things going on right now.
There's helicopters and airplanes and flying and distractions. But let's start from the beginning. Norby's, again, just gracias, man, for being here, cabron. It's
always a pleasure being here, talking with you, seeing the live chat. You know, this is I like this part going on with you because with Marvelous it's different. We speak mostly on culture stuff and some of the current events. Not all of them, but some of them. And then when Tony is usually something that pertains to music or maybe even religion and spooky stories.
Let me ask
So
you about
with
that.
you, it's more about talking about the community and the culture, our people, and things that are going on within the community.
Yeah, exactly. What affects the raza, what affects the people,
Yeah.
because people are either making the time right now the worst time ever they've ever had in their life. Some people, I'm not me, of course. If I put that energy out in Orbeez, that's what I'm going to attract.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, so the people to the people that are feeling, again, the key word is feeling, your feelings. The worst things are happening right now. I beg to question that, and I beg to say it's time to just do a shift, a paradigm shift of thinking. But anyways, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and get into it. Norby's, first off, the town hall that's coming up on the 12th. I want to get your thoughts on the last town hall, and are you pumped up and ready
I
to
am.
get into
I
the?
am. I mean, that lineup you just said earlier, well, what a lineup. It's going to be incredible. Uh, you know, having every how would you say, having every type
Representative?
of flavor
Yeah,
that you could think of. We go from far right to far left to somewhere in the middle, or
yeah.
somewhere not even in there in a way.
Different regions: San Diego, LA, Northern California, Arizona, New Mexico. Last time we had 2-3 gente in Texas. Okay, the Brown Berets too. The times that me and the Brown Berets collabed, that time they were in Arizona, California, and in Chicago. So I've extended the invitations. We probably got a couple more seats, maybe 2 or 3 seats left. I might just send the second wave and just see if we can get, because I like different points of views, and I think everyone deserves to be heard.
I definitely believe that too. I mean, I've said it before on my channel with my peoples that watch me, and we talked about it that one day I would want to see a worldwide panel of us talking about these two gigantic continents that take up half of the world, that we for the most part populate the majority of it. And I
Mm.
hope to one day we'll be talking to somebody in Chile, somebody in Colombia, while we're both on here. So that's definitely something that I would hope manifests in the future with us.
So we would have to be speaking a common language, right? So it probably most likely would be Spanish, right?
Um, you know what? I think it might be. I think for the most part, it might be English. It might be English,
Okay, okay.
and
That
I say
I'm not
that.
saying it's not popular. Yeah, English too. English is
And I say that because a lot of these countries like Mexico all the way down to Chile, they're making it a thing to learn English. So who knows? It might
if
just
we
be
didn't
English.
if we didn't speak English way, we'd be cutting out a lot of the raza here in the States. So
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
want to do that. We don't want to do that. But the
No.
next town hall meeting, the moderator, his comment is up right now. Just the official moderator is Si Se Puede. We need someone level headed, someone that's the voice of reason, that's va a calmar a todos cabrones when they're pulling out fierros and going at each other's necks. Again, at the end of the day, you have a voice, and we have this platform right here is for everyone's voice. Um,
Definitely.
you see, if you follow me in the lives, what I talk about, okay, then you know me a little bit more in depth, what makes me tick or what I'm thinking, etc. But when we come on these platforms, it's for the raza, it's for everybody, man.
Yeah, man. And that's the beautiful part about it. That, like I said, it's a platform where we could have a panel of people speaking on a subject and just finding a commonality between all of us because I mean we really don't need to get to a point where we're just talking shit to each other pretty much. We need to find a way where we actually listen to each other and
Yeah.
respect our time while we let others talk.
Yeah, in politics, they call that crossing the aisle. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mm,
sometimes you just gotta, no matter what, you're wearing a red tie, you're wearing a blue tie. Sometimes you gotta cross the aisle. But yeah, for the greater good. Let's keep it pushing. I wanted to get your thoughts on a tragic passing of a young man, Chicano, Mexicano,
Yeah.
passed too soon. It broke on the internet, and like everyone's in shock. People are in shock. I mean,
Mhm.
gone too soon has pretty much been what a lot of people have been posting. But I wanted to get your thoughts on that. How did you hear of it? Where do you
You
think?
know, a lot of people are gonna get mad at me because yeah,
Hey, speak.
me and Tony A talked about this.
Say it with
Uh
your chest, way.
well, he actually sent me like a video and telling me, "Hey, did you know this guy died?" And I told him, "No, I don't." And he told me, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't know who that guy is."
Okay,
And and he told me, "Really, you don't know?" And I don't, bro. I mean, it's crazy because sometimes Tony gets a lot of heat for saying, "I don't know who that artist is."
come
Like
on.
I really don't know. And I it's pretty much the same thing with me with several comedians because I'll be honest with you, I have not seen a very funny comedian in like years,
Mm,
so I don't even pay attention to them. I rarely follow any comedians,
mm,
and when I found I didn't know so many people love this guy, so I definitely do. I definitely do feel bad. Like it sucks that somebody that did so much and made so many people happy because I do see the people that keep posting about him,
yeah,
and then it seems like a lot of them were affected by it. And my condolences to him, to his family, and his fans because it sure seems like a lot of people showed up for him, and you got to respect that. But for the most part, unfortunately, I wasn't too familiar with his
gotcha.
comedy or
Mm.
him.
Okay. Yeah, he came across my feed, of course, 2 or 3 times. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I wasn't followed on any platform. I didn't follow him on any platform, but he came across my feed and I thought he was funny. And now you're talking about something that makes you fall off your chair. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a special kind of funny. That's
Yeah.
man, that's I can't but again, we want to, we're uplifting the raza. So of course we're gonna highlight the raza, but the last one that made me fall off comedian, I never been to a comedy show, so I'm gonna keep that a buck. So
Yeah.
I don't even know. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the videos have been coming out in Orbeez, and it's been a lot of sad news. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
a lot of
A lot
yeah,
of it.
sad news, diagnosis, falling down, fainting, feeling weak, back pains, headaches. I mean, all kinds of just abnormal stuff for 2 years that's the sad part, man. Like you saw
That really is. That
and you
really is.
the brakes didn't get pumped. And then here we are with an RIP, another Raza young man that I mean the stars were his, man. Did you see who's already taking him under his wing?
You were talking about the one that just
Passed
that
away.
passed away. No, no, no,
Felipe
no.
Esparza, another one.
Yeah.
Fluffy, some dude
Yeah.
named Fluffy. I don't follow none of them. I
Yeah.
just it is what it is, but I know of them. Those dudes were already hailing him as
Yeah.
the next one. Being so young, you know what I mean? Just a
Yeah.
couple years into it, he was going to be the next one, soar to heights. And then here we are. It's called congestive heart failure, which is a chronic disease. Man, that's so sad. So I just want to extend my condolences over to the familia, over to everyone that's affected by that.
Yeah.
I know the eulogy said he was a son, I think a grandson, maybe a brother. It didn't say father, so I don't think there was any kids in the picture. But I mean, it just is what it is. But man, that tore me up. It tore me up because we don't encourage doing anything kind of healthy.
No, no, we don't.
Ain't no one going
Unfortunately.
walking around eating celery, eating rabbit food. And I know it sounds funny the way we say it, but we don't encourage that. But matter of fact, we actually enable people going out every weekend drinking, getting drunk, bolas, dehydrated, and then sticking a bunch of Gatorade in us that's 85% processed sugar,
Yeah.
and then buying nothing but soups at the grocery store.
Definitely. No, you're right. I mean, and then one thing about drinking beer every weekend, or every day, that's always been our Achilles heel as far as our people. I mean, so many of our relatives are dying from diabetes that they developed because they drank so much. And their livers are giving out, their kidneys are going to shit, and we're losing a lot of our people because of alcoholism.
You know what's crazy, Norbies? I had a friend. He lived right. He was my next door neighbor, Carlitos. Not the Carlitos that just passed away. It was another Carlitos
Yeah,
here in Salinas. And I remember going, Norby's knocking on his door, little chavalito. Hey, hey, let's go. You know what I mean? We're gonna go hit the calles and do what we do, right? But we're little chavalitos. We're talking about grade school.
yeah,
And back then, the 80s, we used to walk in each other's houses. O sea, people used to saludarte, right? My mom te iba a saludar a ti, and you're welcome to come in. And it was like that, right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
I remember walking in, and I remember his grandfather, like pushing 80 years old with the bottle in his hand, but like like
Yeah, yeah.
raging with the bottle, and the grandma crying, telling him, please, for the love of God, put the bottle down, stop drinking. And it's so fucking traumatic. Now that I think about it, I'm like, shit, man. I used to go pick up my friends and see some crazy ass shit. And then, hey, we're hitting the streets. Crazy.
Yeah, bro.
So I've seen addiction on alcohol.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, it's always been our Achilles heel. That's one of the main things that have been keeping us back and keeping us from growing even bigger than we should be.
Alcohol's a big killer, cabron.
It is.
It's a big killer, man. It's the raza just jumps on it. It's part of the culture, like you said. Having a trago, having a drink, like right
Yeah.
here, boom, having a drink is part of the culture. But damn, did you see Hood Stocks do a video, and he was talking about we need to normalize checking people when we see them doing bad. And I know, maybe you could say, yeah, well, who are you to talk? And I said, this shit, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But that's different. That's the point. That's a whole side issue. But he was talking about that. And I was like, if anyone gets anything, man, anything, you know what I mean, out of a tragedy, at least let it serve a purpose that it woke some people up, man.
Pretty much, yeah. It really should.
And you too, cabron, you and all that pinchy Taco Bell.
No. We're not stopping that. We are not stopping
That
that.
shit is done.
It's still America's healthiest fast food in America.
All he's going to be talking about from this day forward is salad shop. And
Salad shop.
a healthy place. That's one of the healthy places. All right, man. That's right, man.
What's it called? But
Chicken.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be difficult, but I think for the most part, I think our raza is definitely moving away from alcoholism. And I say that because after like I don't know how many years did we lose weed, right? How long has it been illegal? It's been illegal for like, well, what would you say? Maybe like 60 years, maybe?
Right. Yep.
Until it finally became legal again.
Mm.
And mind you, before they did that, that's all we were doing. We were just smoking weed on a day off. We weren't really getting drunk or getting wasted. We were smoking a good one and chilling at home, not bothering nobody.
Right.
But since they needed a reason to arrest us, they made it illegal.
There you go. I forgot which video I seen. It was a video. It was era una mona. She was crying that she got cheated on or something like that. It was a video I came across my feed. She was crying, and you know what she did? She had a joint, and then she went like this with the tears and said, "I gotta keep it pushing."
Gotta seal it up. Gotta seal it up. I mean, it's done so much for us. It was so much a part of our culture. I mean, I'm gonna say I said it in one of my lives on Run the Fair, my channel.
Mm.
If it wasn't for us smoking weed, nobody would have good music. Nobody. If it wasn't for us introducing it to other cultures, there wouldn't be any good music right now.
Cabron, there you go.
And I want anybody that challenge me on that one, because I definitely believe if it wasn't for us introducing it to other cultures, they wouldn't have been so creative with their music. Because now, especially the most popular one right now is hip hop. If you look at every single hip hop artist, what do they all have in common except from rapping and being black? They all smoke weed. I mean, mind you, maybe not the new ones anymore, but from the beginning of hip hop, all you would see is weed. From the beginning of jazz, when jazz got good, when the
Mm.
blues came through, what were they all talking about? Weed.
Hello.
And who was smoking that before any of them?
Well,
Us.
you don't got to make a case for it. Way it's already recreational.
I,
It's already recreational. So, all right, let's talk about these ice raids, man. These ice raids have been ramping up. You know, it's a trending topic, Norbies. This
yes.
affects the raza. I want to get your thoughts on what you see in your community down there in the
I
region.
mean here, and this is why I tell people around here that you really got to be careful because we see them online, we see people posting them. What I don't like is that we don't actually see the person that's talking about it. Look, I'm right here, literally right here. This is happening. That's there. All I see is random videos of possible rates. But honestly, I told one of my friends this because she had posted really worried and then telling people to be
Oh, yeah.
careful because there's raids happening and stuff.
Yep.
And I saw this one video that somebody put out there right here by MacArthur Park by
Mm.
Alvarado, right? That place is always heavy raza. I think it's mostly Central Americans though, but they're always out there selling. And this person did a video showing an empty street, saying, "Wow, I never seen it so empty. They're all this is what's happening. They're scaring the people. Raza, they're scared. They're not even showing up. They're hiding now. This place used to be packed with all of them." And this is what they were saying in the video.
Right.
So I'm like, that is weird because there were a bunch of fences up there, and I thought that was odd too.
MacArthur
So
Park, that's where they shot Training Day.
so I'm one of those person like, you know what? That's literally right next to me. Why don't I go and check it out myself? So I drove over there, and yeah, sure enough, that it was very empty right there where the guy recorded. Until you drive a little bit more north up to 6th Street, and then you see all the raza on 6th Street instead because they closed off those streets. That didn't stop raza from hiding or being scared. The homeless were still across the street at the park. So nothing really changed. The only thing that changed is that they put those fences to keep people away from those streets, but that's not going to stop raza from selling.
So you're saying
So
that video was recorded for a narrative.
exactly, the video was recorded for a narrative, and this is what after that I said, you know what? I really can't believe any of these videos that are popping out because I can't see it, and I don't see anybody confirming this. Like I could say right now, I could confirm it. There was nobody right there. There was no like ice or anything like that. Our peoples were still selling on another street that they didn't close off. They were still there. They didn't go anywhere. But the person that put out that video tried to make some sort of narrative where like we were scared. Our people were scared. And
So
it's all happening because
it's
of Trump.
I mean, I mean, I don't know what you call it. I'll tell you what I call it because again, I've been telling people, hey, you didn't say anything until January 20th, 9 a.m. East Coast time. Then you turned into an internet advocate. I'm not saying this is everyone. I'm just saying this is some people, but some people don't want to hear what has already been going on, right? But
Yeah.
now things are getting highlighted where it's crazy. I mean,
No, you're right.
people will reap the benefits though. Ah,
Yeah.
fuck that motherfucker. But yeah, I want less taxes.
Or
Fuck
no
that
taxes,
motherfucker.
no income tax.
But I want cheap milk and eggs.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I just try to look at it again, the internet and the cool kids, the raza in the communities, the
Yeah.
real people down in the neighborhoods that are being
Yeah.
affected by this, that have to work 2, 3 jobs. They really don't care about the internet. They don't care what's popular opinions. They know when the policies hurt them or help them. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah, it really is, man. And it is crazy when you see all these people that are now, they got to talk the shit. Where how come you guys haven't been talking about the kids that are still missing, or they're still missing, and that happened under Biden? I didn't see anybody going wild for that. That's still happening. Those kids are still missing.
Someone
You
just shared
know,
a video the other day of all the kids. It was like a video. It was a newer video, but it's all the kids still in the detention centers, man.
yeah.
And they were just wrapped up like hot dogs.
I mean, not only that, but they're actually those kids. A
Let's
lot
not
of those
mention
kids.
though. Let's not mention el way that made those pinchy places. Last time we mentioned that, cabron,
Yeah,
our
we got
stream
in
got
trouble.
whacked.
It did. It
It
really did.
whacked our stream, and so let's
Yeah.
not mention the hot dog creator. But yeah, so it's crazy. But with the ice raids, I wanted to get your opinion. Look what's been going on, Norbies. They've been ramping this shit up, man.
Yeah.
913. That's just on yesterday.
Yeah.
Then 962 the day before. Look at these crazy numbers. How do you already start? It's because I think 1,016 on January 29th.
Yeah.
How are they making all these pinchy arrests, man? But you know what I think, Norbies? Correct me if I'm wrong. They
Yeah.
already know who they're looking for.
Well, that's the part right there that most people don't realize. And then this I only found this out like maybe last week. And I found this out well first because again, one of my friends said that, oh, I saw this lady, they got arrested, they took her like right out of her car. And I thought that was a fucked up situation. But and then I heard a story that was going on with ICE. So apparently ICE here in specifically here in Los Angeles has combined with the DEA. I don't know if most people are familiar with the DEA.
Oh, see.
But yeah, they're drug enforcement.
Agents.
So what I can see here is that what the DEA is doing, they're just bypassing court. They got enough evidence on these people. They got them on record. They know where they live. So and they know that the courts here in California will not turn them over to ICE
and other sanctuary cities.
Yes, they know they won't do that. So what DEA is doing, they're finding everybody that they have a record on, everybody that they know broke the law, and turning them over to the ICE. So that's why ICE knows exactly where to hit and who to hit, because they have files on all of these people that did at one point break the law. I mean, I feel bad because I saw a story of a girl say, well, my uncle never broke a law. How do you know? Why would he admit that to his own family? Oh, you know what? I got busted for this. And you really don't know these situations, because if they're using the DEA, and the DEA, they're working their cases, finding evidence. And now that ICE has this kind of power under Trump, they're making sure to take advantage of that and bypassing the courts that normally wouldn't turn them over to ICE.
Damn.
So this is, for me, this is the DEA's way of getting the people they want and then getting them deported.
Instead they knew in the first wave who they're going to snatch up. They were just waiting for January 20th to come, and they already knew who they're going to snatch up. Real quick, Brad Pitbull says Spencer Baca's leading 100 ICE agents over to Norby's house right now.
I dare Baca to do that.
So, Norby's, there's something floating in the air where if you're for law enforcement or for immigration, or like we're talking about it right now, right? We're talking about all these POSs that they've snatched up. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about a potential lawsuit that ICE is facing. I don't know if you heard about that. They took a whole family in custody, and they were Americans.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they fucked themselves in that one. That's they definitely get an applause for that one.
Well, that's you know what they have? They have I know. You know what they have? They actually have like an insurance.
Really?
Yeah, it's like an errors and omissions insurance. Like it's something where someone fucks up, but we're all paying a little bit into the fuck up umbrella insurance account that if we ever have to use it, there's the kitty, or we're gonna pull all the money. So that's what they do, and they probably just sit the guy down, give him a desk job the rest of his life. But hold on, I don't want to move on from these pinchy ICE raids. There's been some characters, Norbies, that have been. These characters have been some of the people that are on the first wave. that got targeted. Like it was this guy.
Oh wow.
This guy unalived his wife in front of the kids and was hiding in Chicago. They couldn't touch him. ICE agents couldn't go get them. The parents, what do you think the parents felt if they knew laws were stopping some kind of laws in the US? They don't understand. I don't know if they do or not, but I'm just saying, imagine you telling the parents, because of politics, we can't arrest him. And now he's in custody. What do you think about that? What this
I mean, here's the thing: if they're not keeping him in jail and just releasing him back to his country, I mean, they really just did him a favor. Also, that now he's free to do what he wants in a country where we're gonna we might end up, sending somebody like that to their a country and possibly repeating the same thing. So that's the other part that's one of the things I don't like about these kind of deportations, because we send gang members back there and
Mm.
then they start acting out in those countries. And then we all saw what happened to El Salvador. I mean, when we deported all those gang members there, they completely took over that country. They
Yeah.
murdered people, they robbed people. People that would try to travel back there couldn't get into their own neighborhoods because they would have to pay a fee just to go and visit their
Hold
family's
on, Orbis.
neighborhood.
Oh, hold on. Are you saying what they're gonna do when they return to their country? They already fucking did that here. So it's like all they're doing is spreading their poison in another place. O sea, so the US decides, well, if you're going to spread your poison, you're going to spread it back in the
Yeah.
country. But I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's like,
Well, in
oh,
this
oh,
instance,
did you spread
if that guy was born over there and then grew up there, then yeah, it would be what you were saying. But the majority of the gang members we sent back were grew up here as
Mhm.
kids.
Oh, yeah, they
They
came.
they
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't come. They didn't grow up in their countries and come here and then suddenly decide to be a
Ah,
ganger.
I
That
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
they
now
grew up here.
it's new. Yeah, they're taking new evil back home that
Yeah,
wasn't there and
yeah,
terrorizing the shit out of the people. There has to be extradition laws in order to
yeah.
extradite. Mexico right now and the US have extradition laws because I don't know if you heard it was out of the guy, another pinche pendejo. He unalived his spouse, his wife, and he took the two daughters and he took off to Mexico. Did you hear about that one?
No, I don't. I'm not too familiar with that case.
They brought him back. I don't even know what city he's out of. Maybe in the chat. Maybe someone will comment in the chat. Okay. He took the two little daughters, and the grandfather's name was like Jose Cuevas or something like that. A couple days. Imagine his daughter passed at the hand of his son in law. And then to find out his two granddaughters are gone and doesn't know anything about him for a couple days. They arrested him, but because there's extradition laws, o sea, the two countries cooperate that way, um, then they went ahead and they sent him back and they got the little girls in custody with the dad. There's some countries though that give the US the middle finger when it
Yeah,
comes to extradition laws and says we're not gonna let you pick up who you want or return and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10 when they do that, it's because they're trying to protect someone that's already corrupt.
yeah. For the most part, man. I mean,
They don't want the US to come and swoop up someone they know is a high target on Interpol because their country won't do nothing with them. But they will, and they don't do that. Did you hear about this story, Norbies? Look, alleged drug kingpin busted after his wife boasted about their luxury vacation on social media,
mm,
allowing the DEA to track their location.
there's that agency again. They're working. They are working.
They're
They're
working right
working.
now. It
Yep.
says Luis Manuel Picado Grijalva, a Costa Rican drug lord who was on the U.S. government's radar for years, met his downfall, not in a dramatic sting or a high speed chase, but in the most unexpected way, his wife's love for Instagram. Oh,
I
man.
mean, you can't make that up, man. You really can't make that up. It's crazy because that's usually the downfall for many the downfall for many people that try to pretend, well, not pretend, but people that like to do bad things, and then things like this gets them fucked up. Like this guy got busted because of his chick. That's crazy because she couldn't stop posting.
Norby, sometimes I say this though. Sometimes the men, it's on the men. Sometimes, not every single case. Every case is unique. But sometimes it's on the men. Like, what do you expect? Okay, you get a girl. She didn't. Maybe her street IQ is low. Um, you didn't tell her anything. She should have known, or maybe she didn't know that this guy's wanted. You think she knew or she didn't know that this guy was a heavy hitter and was wanted by Interpol?
They know. They all know. And it's crazy because when the stories you never see are the ones that get deleted at the same time. You don't
Mm,
see those stories, but
right.
these women get deleted also. It's not only the guy that gets it, but it's all fun and games until somebody put holes in you.
You know what's crazy? Did you hear about did you hear about there was a music label guy that just passed away. I think it was the Homie Hangout. Shout out to the Homie Hangout. He put a video out, and it was this guy who had a pretty big label in Northern California. It's called NOR, but he was based out of Mexico, and he was really doing it because what ended up happening, Norbies, is a hit squad came in his house. They got bricks, they got blowers, they got jewelry, they got yayo, they got everything. The
Jeez.
safe, they got the safe, and in the end, they tied him up and they took him out, but they let the wife live, which thank God, because usually in the criminals mentality, Norbies, you don't leave witnesses.
No, like you don't.
And,
You.
and guess what happened? She pointed two of them out already.
Jeez.
So two of them out. So there's minute justice going on there. But I thought about that and I was like, damn. I said, you want to be the king, man. You want to be the king. Again, rest in peace over to him. It's a tragic situation, but all this shit, it comes full circle, man. I tell this to the youngsters, Norbies. I tell them, you either catch the bus to the Marines or you catch the bus to the pen.
Hmm. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean that story is as old as time, man. It's a man's downfall is has always been a woman.
Oh man, this story right here, it's crazy. Yeah, but
uh,
then you have to what if you just came to some kind of understanding, Norbies? Okay, say Norbies gets with someone, okay? And
yeah,
Norbies is a kingpin, he's
yeah.
pushing weight. I mean, he's like part of the commission. And you have to kind of like Michael did in The Godfather, like she understood Kate. She had to understand what he was doing and accept it, or else upfront leave. And what's crazy about that story is that he didn't want nothing to do with her after she unalived the baby. I know you know that story.
Damn. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was like some Italian shit that you in the Italian. This again. I don't even know if it's true now, but this is the Godfather movie. This is an Italian culture that if that happened in Italian culture and you knew it was purposely, you were shunned. You were
Yeah.
shunned.
Yeah.
Again, not saying anything about anything. Cálmase. You know what I mean? Cálmase, people. But anyways, okay, so we're off the drug kingpin.
Mm.
Shout out to Raider Rich. Cabron, did you see the clip with the Wera Scott Storch's
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I posted quite a few of those video clips.
Okay. And what did you think about it? Let me ask you that before I tell you what I think about it. What did you think about the whole thing, the video, fake, real? She's broken it down. What do you think about the whole situation?
I mean, that's just the culture here. I mean, I've told many people in a lot of videos, a lot of lives. A lot of the KKK people moved here to the West Coast when their whole thing went to shit in the South. Once
Mm,
the U.S. took over the South, you know, they couldn't do a whole lot because, for one, now the U.S. had control of the South.
mm,
They didn't have too much say. I mean, even though they created the Democratic Party, they didn't have a whole lot to say in as far as policies and changes. They had to listen to the U.S. So a lot of them moved out here to California, and that's pretty much how long they've been here. All these like super racist people, they've been in California for generations now. I mean, they've had control over government. I mean, especially here in California. I mean, think about it. They've been trying so hard to get rid of us or to at least control our population. I mean, you got to think of it when the Operation Wetback, when they invited us to come and work, and then they didn't need us anymore, so they got all of us, including the ones born, and sent them all back to Mexico. Even ones that were born here that are U.S. citizens, they got sent back also. They did that to us here. They in the prison system, they practice what was that thing called? Uh what is it called when you can't have kids anymore? What is it called?
Oh, sterilization.
Yeah, they practice sterilizations on brown and black people in jail. So that I think they practiced that from like the 1920s to like maybe the 1950s. So if you went to jail, there's a good chance they sterilized you. So you would once you come out, you wouldn't have any more kids. So that's one way of making sure our population stayed down. They made weed illegal, in which we were the majority of us were the ones that were smoking it. So a lot of us went to jail. The dealers went to jail. The smokers went to jail. We had lowriders. What did they do with lowriders? They made it illegal. They tried to take away our cars. They tried to destroy our culture.
Do you think the three strikes, like those kind of laws, were intentional to funnel people in?
Yes. And it goes hand in hand with welfare. I mean, if the woman the mom could have free money from the government, and they're not they don't need the guy, and if the guy's abusive, they're gonna send him to jail. They're gonna report them. And a lot of men went to jail on even false accusations, but the judge didn't care. The judges saw Brown, and I was sent him to jail. Send them all to jail. They've gone out of their way to do so much to us to reduce our populations. So for me, it's crazy that so much effort has been put in by this government, which is California, to make sure we never gain power here. Even when we did gain some power, they made sure to toss us over to the federal. They made sure we don't stay in the state, because if we stay in the state, we would change the state. So what do? They just they level our people that are in office and tell them, no, go for federal. Be a congressman, be a senator, don't
Cabron,
stay in the state.
how do we go from Scott Storch's plastic ex hyena to control population?
I went on the rant because all these things like her, she doesn't surprise me. They still, anyone that comes out like that is not gonna surprise me. This is how they felt. Their parents have raised them like this, even though they might say they haven't, but they have. Their parents have raised them like this through generations. We have like 5 or 6 generations of grown racist people. So I'm not surprised. And I tell people the one good thing about Trump that I do appreciate is that he empowered them to show their faces. So now we know where they are. We know who they are. We know what communities they live in because we see them. They wave their flags. And I'm not talking about the Trump flags. They wave their other flags. They wear their shirts. They
Now,
come out.
what do you think of? I said this in a live the other day. It popped in my head. I'm like, shit, in Mexico, they don't even play that shit. So why is it okay for the U.S. to play that shit? Which is, Mexico would not allow a bunch of countries to go over there and to rally in Mexico and fly their flags from their country. I think that would be a big problem in Mexico. But in the United States, when they protest, they fly all these other flags from other countries. Do you have an issue with that? Do you think that's okay? Do you think that's not okay? What are your thoughts with that when you see in the United States allowing a capirutada of 20 flags? They'll let you protest and fly 100 flags. But if that shit were to happen to I'm telling you, I've been to
Yeah.
Mexico a lot.
Yeah.
If that shit were to happen to Mexico, people are going to disappear.
Yeah, and for the most part, but for me, it's the U.S. wouldn't be the U.S. if it didn't allow that.
Mm,
It just wouldn't.
mm,
This is we have I think it's the Second Amendment, right? Freedom of speech.
mhm.
We have that right here to do that. That the government is not allowed to tell us otherwise. That everybody's God given right here to protest, wave whatever flag you want, be whoever the fuck you want. That is your right. To say you don't have that right would definitely be un-American because now you're going against the Constitution.
Yeah, that's First
First
Amendment.
Amendment. Thank you, Lattice. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I could tell anybody that feels that they shouldn't to really question yourself because that is the American way.
Okay.
If you don't let anybody, express themselves how they want, you're becoming anti-American and leading more towards a fascist. Because in a fascist government, they really wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah.
You get
Okay,
executed for
so
that.
let's keep going down that road then. Let's keep going down that road. Then what do you think of America or the United States, one of the few countries that allows their own flag to get burned
Yeah,
and
yeah, that
stomped on
yeah,
and there's no laws, even though I mean that could change now, right? We got a red
yeah,
president, a red Senate.
yeah,
Definitely have the power to push a lot of shit right now. Which I think they're
yeah.
gonna get a lot of positive shit done for the raza too. But what do you think about that? That people you don't think that's fucked up because people are in this country, they came to this country, they want the benefits of this country, but to look cool for a video or to join the cool kids or the cool group of protesters, they'll burn a US flag. You don't think that's fucked up?
I mean, it's part of the American culture. I mean, when we get mad at a player, what do? We burn their jerseys. We just burn shit. That's just the American way. We get mad, we burn shit. look what happened to my area here. It all got burned because some jerk got mad and decided to light fires everywhere. You
Damn,
know that.
you were talking about that arson last time.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's just how it is, man. And again, that's
Okay.
why I have nothing against those people that do that. Just like I have nothing against the people that did the January 6th thing. I don't have anything against them because that is their right also to protest and to actually fight their own government. It's written in our laws that the people have the right to go against their government if they feel their government is not performing to what they want, because it is the people's government, not the government's government.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you highlighted that. And pretty much Mexico copied a lot of the Constitution. Pretty much, freedom, liberty, and speech. They didn't follow the gun thing though. In Mexico, I know you know this, that the guns are so controlled over there. There's literally like 2 warehouses in the whole country where you have to go. First, you have to fill out an application. One out of like 100,000 gets a gun, and that way they can control who has them.
Yeah.
And United States thinks of that differently. They say, no, 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 no. The reason First Amendment is speech, so you can say what you want without getting cuffs on your hands. And the Second Amendment backs up the first one, which is now I'm going to have a cuete in case someone tries to shut me up. And what I'm saying is that all these rights that are given in the United States, but people shit on the flag, you don't have a problem with that.
No, I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, it's the American way. I mean, I would be very anti-American if I felt otherwise. And I do want to clarify one thing. Even though Mexico might have copied the U.S. Laws, the U.S. copied the French laws.
Mm.
They were the first ones
Napoleon?
that wrote up. No, after Napoleon.
Oh, okay.
Once they killed King Louis and
Mm.
the Queen, that France, they had their independence. They had democracy. Mind you, they didn't have democracy until Mexico, kicked their asses.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
put that out there. That
Cinco de Mayo.
the French didn't have democracy till the
Cinco de Mayo.
Mexicans showed them that they suck.
So, Norbies, Si se puede, said this, my brother from another mother, on the first town hall. I'm going to tell it to you, and I want to get your opinion on this, Norbies.
All right.
He said, if you're in this country, the United States, and if you don't pledge allegiance to the United States flag, you shouldn't be in this country. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, this gets complicated. You know, I grew up doing that. I grew up learning all the songs, and it was a very
This is your land.
yeah. It's my and that song has a whole new meaning for me now. But
Shout out Wayward
for,
Son.
for the most part, I did I always pledged allegiance in grade school, middle school, even high school. But and then when you grow up, you start realizing that a lot of these things that we're pledging allegiance to don't exist anymore. They don't really exist. I mean, and I told Tony A's son-in-law, Rick, if I'm not mistaken, because he had pointed out that the U.S. is an experiment, and I told him, yes, I am, and I told him that I pretty much told him that it was in the beginning an experiment. Everybody's trying to figure out. That's why these laws that a lot of people that are Americans don't like, but those are the laws.
Mm.
They wrote this up when it was an experiment. And then after the 1900s, corporations started taking over. Banks started taking over. The United States that people, appreciate it. Even some presidents said that before, that the America that was before is no longer. This has been corrupted. It's run by banks. It's run by people that shouldn't be running this country. This country is no longer the America that everybody fought for. It belongs to an entity now. It's a corporation. And that's why I tell people, when you think of the US now, you don't think about your pride of your country. Think of it as a business, because why does everybody love Trump? Because he's a businessman, and a businessman knows how to run a corporation. That's why I tell people, you can't be mad at these immigrants that Biden pulled in, because we owe those people. They did us a solid. They sold out their country so we could, you know, exploit their resources. This is who we are. We're a corporation. We take over. That's why we have our military all over the world. It's not just so we could, point a gun at different countries. It's because we exploit their resources. We move things from their country to our country. This is us as a corporation. We're not
So
that.
you're saying there's some behind the scenes backdoor deals between the countries saying, "Hey, leave that pinchy border wide open for our people to get over it." Because Southtown SD said he saw vans and vans of Somalis getting dropped off in San Diego. And he called his brother. I guess he was waiting for his brother to cross, and he seen a couple vans, and he seen them just walking out, all males, all with backpacks. Do you have a problem with that, or do you think that's a good
I
thing?
mean, look, if I want to be a true American, I'd have to be okay with it. I'd have to be okay with it because, like I said, they did us a solid. We owe them. If they stay in their countries is either going to put them in prison or execute all of them. And we're not just going to leave them there. We're going to tell them, all right, guys, well, now is the time for you guys to come, because this is your only window of opportunity to come here, and we're going to hook you up. And they are getting hooked up. They get free Medicare, they get
Bank account,
vouchers, they get
EBT.
homes. I mean, did you see how they brought the Ukrainians? They brought them in on planes. They had fruit for them laid out. Here, guys, welcome to America. You're now American citizens.
I had a clip on TikTok that got struck way. It was the one where Joe Rogan was saying he thought the last couple años era adrede que querían meter gente en ciertos estados so they could vote y luego cambiar las cosas. That clip got me a strike on TikTok, and I'm like, shit, man.
Wow.
You don't remember that clip?
No.
It was either with
This-
Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson's like a guy with a fucking 500 IQ. I forgot who he was, but he told that, and I shared it
Wait, isn't
as
that the therapist, Jordan Peterson?
someone. Yeah,
Okay.
that guy going to curly hair. He has a curly hair with a pointy nose. Gabacho,
Mm.
curly hair, pointy nose. But anyway, so what do you think then? If you pledge allegiance or you bounce. O sea, when people become citizens in the United States, they got to know who the president is, who the governor is. They got to know a couple key things. And I see a raza that walks out of those offices happy to achieve the dream. They're finally here because now they can fix papers for their family, and it's a great moment. But if you don't pledge allegiance, you don't get that. So
Yeah.
if it was up to Norby's, what?
I
You
mean,
won't have to do
I
nothing like
definitely,
that? You won't have to know shit about the country, and you would just give them
I
paper?
think you definitely need to know a lot about the country, and I definitely believe that you really shouldn't. I mean, me personally, I would not pledge allegiance to the current flag right now. I would definitely, hit a. I don't even know what how I would
What
say it,
flag
because
does Norby's fly?
how do you tell a company good job, or glad to be an employee?
The people want to know what flag does Norby's fly?
Um, I don't really have a flag to say that
Like a badass
that
indigenous one, or
you know what, maybe one day, not
about
right now, but one day, yeah, I think definitely one day, and that's gonna be when the time comes when we take over everything, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen where it's no longer the United States of America. It's gonna be the United Countries of America, and that's definitely something I hope to see in my lifetime, because I definitely believe that we're going to take over the population in this
you're gonna put
country
like a one
and
world
everywhere else.
country, or
It's just going to be our country. I mean, they're building, and this is why I tell people, look, and this is why I tell some people, don't look too much into your indigenous past, because from what I learned from my ancestors, we don't need that information right now. We don't need that knowledge right now. Why? Because we don't have the numbers right now to put any use to it. What good is it going to do for me to know how to build a pyramid right now, or how to read our old writings? What good is it going to do for me? Nothing. It's not going to do anything for me. It might make me feel a little bit more proud, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to do anything for me.
could get a deeper spiritual connection.
I mean, the
So,
one thing
the
that,
scrolls of your people, the writings of your, your forefathers and shit like that. But I see what you're saying. We
yeah,
gotta apply it to the current times, 2025.
yeah, because for the most part, this country is building a system for us. It's building a system that we're going to use for ourselves. So all we have to do is play the waiting game, have our babies, let their kids be gay and lesbians and get abortions.
What? Yeah.
At the end of the day,
That's the list. I just want to remind the people, because that's most of the major networks push that the rainbow mafia shit, and that's less than 1% of the entire country. What Norby said right now, Chiricos and this and that. That's less than 1% of the country. I'm not marginalizing that. I'm just keeping it in a reality, because there was 4, 5, 6 states that wanted that to be all 50 states. But obviously, I think at this point, Norby's, and maybe you could agree with me, the people wanted a change on November 5th. They just kind of wanted the eggs to go down, the milk to go down, etc.
yeah,
But there's all of a sudden people are turning into internet advocates. Like
yeah,
all of a sudden, out of the woodworks, they're coming out with these deep quotes and then
mm,
shitting every day. And all of a sudden, politics is their passion. And I'm like, man, well, that's great. I'm not telling you what to do. That's great. And hopefully
yeah,
it's authentic. But I'm like, but all of a sudden, it's just, it kind of bugs me a little bit, but I don't know about that. But to me, I look at it like this, Norby's, as far as the United States, it is the greatest country in the world, in my opinion. People die to get here, and a lot of people don't make it to get here for a reason. It's a democracy. I know we could talk about secret societies and new world orders and who's really running everything, and the companies and blah blah blah. But shit, man, I wouldn't want to be in any other country. I guess I just want to say that.
I mean, this country, this whole land is the greatest land that I know of. I mean, like I always say, we have fruits and vegetables, and we have this is a paradise. These two continents are paradises where, if there was a an actual place that the Bible describes as paradise, it would be these two continents here, because it's all grows fruitfully here. I mean, they don't have that stuff in Europe. They
No,
don't have it in Africa. They don't have it in Asia. I mean, we these lands created the culture that is now. This is why I say they're building a system for us. All we have to do is just play the waiting game, and then just let our population take over, because
damn,
it's gonna happen. It's
Norby's the
gonna
prophet prophesying the future.
look. These systems are made really for us. I mean, look, think about it. Their diets suck. Everything in this land kills them. They get killed by bees.
Mhm.
The peanuts give them allergies. I mean, there's so many signs that say, "Yo, you don't belong here," but keep
You know
taking your
what?
shots.
Speaking of the indigenous, I guess
Yeah.
we're kind of just alluding to the indigenous community that is, I think it's very underrepresented. I don't think there's enough voices. It's underrepresented, and then again, they can probably say, "Yeah, it was because of them," or because of this time in history, or because of this is why we're not strong, deep, and have the numbers for whatever reason. I guess it just, it is what it is, right? We're in 2025. It is what it is. But someone asked me this, Norby's, and it kind of stumped me, and I'm
Yeah,
going to ask you now.
go for it.
Let's see if it stumps you. All right. So they're talking about the immigration raids. Mikey, if the indigenous get picked up, where would they deport them to?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you know what my answer was? Well, I want to let me get your answer before I tell you my answer, or you want me to tell you where
No,
I
go ahead. Yeah,
okay, I'm
answer
going
it.
to tell you like this. I thought about it and I said, probably in those treaties that they had them sign, these little fucking documents where they stuck them on the reservations and shit.
Yes, yes.
They came to some agreement of some kind of blanket protection where they're not going to deport them anywhere. They're going to stay here, but they already did them dirty. They
Yeah,
already have them in little camps and
yeah,
little locations,
yeah,
and are cutting them a piece, like a tenth of the casino action, and
yeah.
and all for whoever's registered their bloodlines, or I don't know how it is. I did know one buddy of mine, and but era cholo el way,
All right.
but he would get a check. Era cholo, indigenous cholo, but he would get
Hey.
a check, and he would tell me, yeah, this check is from the indigenous American fucking society, something like that. But anyways, I thought that was curious. Norby's, if for some reason ICE was getting indigenous people, for some reason, I mean, again, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
They're native to the land, but for just hypothetically, where would they send them to?
I mean, knowing Trump, he's probably going to believe the scientist. He might send him to Asia.
Oh my god, gee. The ice wall.
Because we all know the old story. We all crossed through a land bridge. No, we didn't. But that's the way. The European Americans try to defend themselves when the indigenous people, come out and claim their land. What did they say? No, this isn't your land. You guys came from Asia. That's where you guys came from.
I
No,
saw
we
a
didn't.
video. I saw a video, and it said this. There was a gavacha, and she was like an activist. She was going off. No one is illegal on stolen land. And something crossed my mind, and I'm like, well, if the land is stolen, okay. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. Obviously, I know the history.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a camp right now. I'm thinking out loud. And I said, well, why did you buy a pinchy house on stolen land? Why don't you be the bigger person, sell your pinchy house? You probably have a nice lofty mansion. It's always these pinchy Scott Storch, fucking ex baby mama type of plastic
Yeah.
entitled Karens, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Well, if you and your righteous stolen land argument or whatever, again, I'm not getting into it, but okay, well, why don't you sell your house and be the bigger person and then donate that to the indigenous communities? Or like last time Nino America said, okay, you're cool with all the thousands of men in backpacks from other countries coming in. Open your windows, open your doors, and let them in. If
Yeah,
not, you're a hypocrite. What do you
yeah.
think about that
I mean, for the most part, yeah, I could see that I
argument?
could see, yeah, I could see that argument right there. And I mean, and that's the thing, we get caught up in their politics, their propaganda, and me, like I said, at this point, I'm just waiting for us to have the right numbers to take it all. And one full swoop. We'll just take it all, and we're gonna need the Nino Americas to support us because it's gonna just be ours again. It's gonna be right. It's gonna come back, except it's gonna be under their system. There's no point in us arguing against each other, saying, "Well, if you feel that way, why don't you give all your stuff up?" We don't have to, and then we don't have to. Well, they got to treat them humanely. No, they don't. I mean, they really don't, and that's just because that's how they are. I mean, look at history. You think they took over these lands by writing letters and making calls and doing
Mm.
handshakes? No, they genocide a bunch of people. They took everything. They forced them to sign papers that, for some weird reason, they felt the need that they still had to make them sign papers to sign over their lands, which doesn't even make sense. Why, if you're gonna take it, why are you making these tribes sign papers to say that they're giving it to you?
Man, that's correct. Wayward Son came on the channel. Wayward Son came on the channel, and Wayward Son was giving a lot of history, right? And he was
Yeah.
talking about when Christopher Columbus came. He said what how they tortured and what they did to the indigenous, and they fed the babies to los perros, and
Yeah.
did some crazy shit. And I was like, "Damn!" Every time Wayward Son comes on, I'm like, after I'm researching everything, I'm looking it up, and I did find it in and then one of the brown berets said the same thing again. So the history of this country there's black guys, but there's black guys everywhere. There's corruption almost in every country. It's still the best country to live in. I want to
It
keep
it, it
saying that.
is it is
I just want to
it,
keep
it,
pushing that because I don't want people to get
yeah.
it twisted.
It is for now. For now, it is.
Stop already. What
For now, it is.
the
And I say that because look, for the most part, this country, like I said, it's not the country that people believe in it, that believed in anymore. I mean, you have presidents and on record saying that this isn't the America that they fought for. This no,
Mm,
this isn't America anymore. This is United States of America Corporation. It's no longer that country that you think those old presidents fought for. No, they if they saw the country where it is now, they would be horrified. They would just take it all back. You know what? Never mind. We're not gonna do this.
damn.
If this is what's gonna happen.
Well, what do
Because
you think of the cabrones online that for the last 4 years they're quiet? They didn't say anything as inflation hit 50-year records, unemployment hit 50-year records. They
yeah,
didn't say anything. They were just scraping by.
yeah,
But now they were quiet for 4 years. And now the next 4 years, all they're going to do is fear monger and
yeah.
talk about how shitty everything is, their life is, the world is. Everything is just shitty. I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, everybody wants attention too, and
Mm,
and that's the world of social media. We have podcasters that all they do is talk shit just so they could get views, and they do.
mm,
Same thing with these people that want to be all these new activists out here. They want the attention. They want to be the person they're looking out for.
mm.
They want that. They need that. They feed off of that.
What do you think about it came across my feed? Alex Enamorado is about to start his trial. Alex Enamorado, the justice say we all know the story. I know you know the story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he switched lawyers and now they're going into the trial phase. And I was kind of it bugged me a little bit. I'm like, wait a second. Why do these pinchy lawyers get, they love these lawyers love attention. They go on social media and I'm the guy and they start, sponsoring these little concerts and shit like that. But then the person posts, "Hey, I need help." I need expenses for my trial. Well, how come these lawyers ain't really helping out? And I get it, no one works for free, but so now there's another GoFundMe to help during the trial phase. It's
Yeah.
costing a lot of money. Do you consider him a political prisoner?
Him for the most part, I wouldn't say a political prisoner. I mean, definitely an activist prisoner, because he did as bad as he did to those people that he's in jail for. He did a lot good for our people by our street vendors, by making them feel safe. Uh, showing up when shit hit, when they get robbed, or when a lot of things bad happen to them. He shows up, and it's unfortunate that, well, it's not unfortunate. We clearly see what I said before. The powers that be that took control of these states, of this state, they're all working together. Working together. You got different sheriffs from different departments communicating with each other. You got judges talking with each other. You got mayors talking to each other. That's how much of an impact that this guy made. That these people had to all come together just to put one guy in jail, just to put one guy. But that's just how we always been throughout history. Think about it. I mean, look at Pancho Villa. Look at all the shit he caused. The
You know,
United
I
States
was I was live
hunted this
and
guy down.
that's right. Homie Hangouts in the casa. He says fear mongering is everywhere. Everyone's doing fear mongering. That's right. You ain't lying because it's all propaganda, cabron. That's what the TV and radio was made for. I was live, cabron, and I had uh, me and Miss Chicano too. We did a video, and I'm gonna put the number up now in case anyone wants to call in. Um, Let me just run the Bluetooth. And you know who called in was remember the chick that went viral because she said, "Go back to Mexico." Some shit like that. I don't know. Do you remember that? It was
No,
like
no.
she fucking said it like in front of her house to like a street vendor.
Okay.
And they went to her house and camped outside her house and said, "Fuck this," and they let her have it.
Yeah.
She called in the show live when I was talking about Alex and the Justice Aid, and she was breaking it down like a shotgun, just like the plastic Scott
Yeah.
Storch baby
Yeah.
mama. I'm so sorry, and all this other shit. And I'm like, well, it came out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And so
Own
now,
it.
yeah, you gotta own it now. But anyways, I just put up the phone number. If anyone wants to call in, man, there it is right there,
Yeah.
cabron.
But you know what? It's a crazy time. It's a great, and I want to remind the people that I am not Republican or Democrat. I am third party. And I do want to say this: it's an interesting time because I have Republicans that tell me we're going to deport your ass, we're going to deport your family, and then I have the Democrats on the other side telling me I hope they deport you and your family. So I'm getting it
What?
from both sides. Both sides want to deport me and my family. That's the crazy part.
100 Brad Pitbull said 100 ICE agents are going to Norby's house right now. He's done. He's gone. No, you know what? That the people that have to look over the shoulder, that's fucked up, man. What we have to do is first, Norby's, open up the conversation. Let's have a dialogue of how we're gonna end up getting to the point where
Yeah.
the people that are honest, the people that are hardworking, the people that are paying taxes, how we can get them protected.
Well, I mean, for me, I see it in this way. Like again, I always say, when you look at this country, look at it as a business. By us going to after the hardworking ones, the ones that actually help our system, we're only just hurting ourselves. When our prices go up because these people get deported, we're hurting ourselves. Don't look at it as somebody coming in illegally. Look at it as our investment so that we don't have to pay a higher price for our fruits, for our vegetables, for our meats, for our eggs. You know, think of for our construction. I saw a video of a construction guy from Florida saying, "I'm losing jobs because everybody's not showing up because everybody's scared to get falsely arrested. So now I can't even do I can't. My business is gonna go down to shit
Oh yeah,
because they're scaring the wrong people."
yeah, I know that is
Yeah.
some real shit.
Did you have a call? I don't even know if you had a call.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. What you got to say?
Caller.
No.
No.
And just to let you know, gente, I don't answer unknown calls. My bad. I just want to
Oh,
let
I
you know.
know.
I don't answer unknown calls. It just we don't want no weirdos or anything like that. So oh yeah, there's a call. This one right here. I'm gonna call him back because he called twice already.
All right.
All right, we'll get it. Here it
So
is.
shout out to the live chat. I see you all. Appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to the live chat. P Dogs in the casa. Disco el Super Visto. Caller, you're live on Chicano Street.
Chicano tube, it's Caesar from Paris.
Caesar from Paris is in the casa.
From Paris, yes, sir.
What's up, Norbies, my boy? Keep up the bad work, my friend.
Always.
Now, from my here, Mikey, from my angle, it looks like you took a second look at your brocheada and you figured out that the pomada wasn't fresh enough, but you went ahead and put on the socks hat, and I love it, homeboy.
That's right, Caesar from Paris.
Now, let's get down to
Business.
serving some of these happy niggers a little taste of reality here.
Mm.
Dale.
A long time ago, there was a brave man, and we'll call him my daddy.
Mm.
This brave man escaped his country.
Mm.
And when I say escape, because when he shows me, son, these are the mountains that I had to fucking walk over. The only thing that came in my mind was, you escaped that motherfucker to walk over here to a place where nobody knows you, where nobody cares to give you a helping hand. You put in the work. You find the job. You and 3 or 4 other paisos get together and rent a hotel where you all go to work.
Mm.
Sharing the same fucking socks.
Mm.
Yep.
Putting in that work. Making a family.
Mm.
Making sure. Guaranteeing with every sweat, blood, fucking dirty fungus nails.
Mm.
To make sure that his kids grow up in a place called America.
Mm.
So what does this brave man do? He gets a better job. He learns the fucking lingo. He learns the language. He goes to school. And on he progresses from his job to a fucking janitor, to a cook, to what? To a supervisor, to a mechanic, somebody with stature, somebody with credit, somebody with a bank account. And God willing, the first day, somebody gets to fucking witness your father walking into a fucking car dealership and rolling out of there with a fucking brand new station wagon with everybody with room to spare, baby.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hell yeah.
Now that is just a little piece of a brave man that I've known, that I have the privilege to call my papi, my dad.
Hey, that's right.
Now, just like there's me, there's hundreds of others of brave men that came over here to get it done. Now, all these motherfuckers that are already barely complaining, that been here, that fucking been paying their 401ks for the last 8-10 years, and never had the fucking brain to fucking do your paperwork, dog.
Mm.
Damn, man.
Nobody wants to fucking do your paperwork when it counts. That's real paperwork. Come on, man. Wake
Right.
up, people.
That's right.
Caesar from Paris is in the casa. That's
Mikey,
Hell yeah.
Norby, Caesar from Paris. And I'm out.
That's right. All right. That's right. That's right. Hey.
He's talking about coming up with a system, Norbies. We'll be able to analyze who is really here and is a person just trying to strive and get ahead, and they get ahead just like he said. Trust me, here in the farm working community, they'll get 10 people and put them inside of an apartment, and they're all stacking money, but now they're getting paid so good they're buying houses. I'm down with what Caesar, what Paris said, with some kind of system that's merit based.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? And I've been saying this lately, that, you know, anybody that's God fearing cannot put down a man that's trying to, you know, make a better life for their family. You can't hate or try to deport a man that's just trying to, support his family.
Unknown
You
caller.
can't be mad at somebody that's working.
That's right. That's right. Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. What you got to say?
Yo,
Hey guys,
Hey, buenas noches.
what up, man?
The floor is yours.
Norby's.
What up?
So Norby's, do you still do the Uber Eats?
Which one?
Uber.
Over what?
No, Uber. Do you still do Uber?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still do Uber. Why? You need a ride?
Uber Lyft.
I do it also, man. It's just tough to get a job, dude.
I mean, hey, I know a story of I think a lot of you guys know who ODM is from Lighter Shade of Brown.
Yeah.
He shared a story with Tony A on one of the interviews where during the pandemic it was so bad that he actually had to do he actually did do some of these what they call rideshare jobs. And if you need a job, find it wherever you can get it.
Yeah.
Don't be picky, make your money wherever you can. But just don't do it in one place either. Find a bunch of different places to make money. What do they call that? Passive income?
Yeah, it's like if you're stuck, like everyone wants to get a job in the area, right? But it's tough when the political climate and all that, it affects the workplaces.
Political asylum? Yeah, that would affect it. I mean,
Political, like everything going on in social media and all that messes with people's heads in the workplace and stuff to get jobs like that, or have something stable.
wait. He says have something stable.
Well, yeah, like as far as the job,
Yeah, no, like he said, get a job, keep a job, and while you have that job, if you can, only swap it out for another job that's going to get you a higher wage, but that doesn't replace the fact that what you have to do is have that job and you have to grind on your dream on the side. So when you get home, you got to grind a couple more hours now into your dream, and then on the weekend you got to grind into the dream.
Yeah.
And that's how you really get ahead. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having a job, but everyone, I believe, like the parable of the talent says in the Bible, everyone has a talent.
Yeah, I mean, you really do. I mean, if it feeds the dream, then do whatever you got to do to feed the dream. I mean, everybody does it. Rappers, actors, they all take jobs that they don't want to do it, but it feeds the dream. They got to pay their bills. Everybody's got to pay their bills. And until you reach that goal, my dream is to be a very successful photographer also that makes a pretty good, decent, money. But I'm working towards that myself. But I got to do the hustle so I could make the goal a reality also.
That's right.
Hey, you guys think like all this talking about like raza, like the Chicano movement and all that stuff, does that affect like the workplace? Like you getting a job, like if they find out that you're involved with those kind of things, or like indigenous activists and things like that, you think it could affect you getting work?
Not in California.
I don't think so, bro. Getting a job, bro. I'm gonna say some shit that people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Getting a job, bro, is like 7% what you say, and it's like 93% confidence and your tone of voice. If you go in there and own that pinchy job interview, and that person is gonna know without a shadow of a doubt that you're sitting in front of them, that you can get this job done, bro. Every time I've gone for a job and that's been my mentality, I've gotten it. It's not as hard as you think. Now, I know when it's a competitive job market, like right now, it's still a job seekers market. But when 47 was 45, it was the opposite. It was a job market where there was more jobs than job seekers. Slowly, it's going to shift within the next couple quarters. The analysts are saying at least 3 quarters for anything to stabilize, now that they're cutting out trillions and trillions of dollars that they found they were giving away, shit's gonna stabilize. I'm not saying depend on that, but shit is gonna get better, bro. It's gonna get better.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, work towards it. I mean,
But like, with this immigration stuff, right? Like they're real solid about the border and like really putting people in their place, right? But what if you're like Mexican American? Do you think it could affect you, like your status, even though you're a citizen, people could still look at you away just because your heritage and stuff?
I mean, yeah. I mean, depending on what part of the city you're trying to get a job, yeah, you could get seen like that. I knew I spoke to a black man that came out of the Navy, had his education when it came to nuclear plants. He was a nuclear plant manager. He had every degree you can get. He in that field. He went to Northern California, try to get a job up there. He had everything that they wanted, except he was black, and they didn't hire him. He said he was very confused until a relative that actually lived up there told him, "You know what? They're not going to hire you because they don't hire our kind in those places." And he was just shocked because
So that's a real thing, then, you think, huh?
I mean, if you want to work, you're gonna find work wherever it is. Find it. I mean, don't be picky either. You know, do one job, find another job while you have that job. You know, I mean, there's nobody that everyone I know out here has at least 2 or 3 incomes coming in, because you kind of have to, especially if you live in LA.
Yeah,
you kind of have to have 2 or 3 incomes coming in. One income just isn't enough.
I don't want anyone to give me a pinchy job, bro, out of pity.
I mean,
I don't want a pinchy job just because I'm brown. I want to make sure that I want to feel good, you know, about what I do, and I'm just proud of that. And so I don't want just a job. Just, you know, I want to make sure I'm the best one, and that's just really got to be the mentality. Is just you got to go out there and get it, bro. We're Mexicanos, way.
Yeah.
I mean, in Mexico, they have to hustle to eat every day. It's already in our DNA. So this is the year 2025, the year to strive, man. I say this, I tell the youngsters this, look, you might not like what you do. Why don't you just Google the top 5 paying jobs in your region or in your state, the top 5 paying jobs. You might not like what it is, but you're going to like when you get paid.
Definitely.
Orale, Bob.
But you know what I tell people too? If you can't find a job, make one. Make your own job. Don't look out for somebody to give you the job. Go and create one. Go to a trade school, get a skill, get 2 skills, especially if you're young. Invest in yourself so that you could have skills to get more than one job. You know, there is no waste of time. I mean, shout out to Sonny. He's good. He's a, you know, he has his pass. Sonny from the streets ain't loyal.
Yeah,
look at him. He's going to college. He's doing his thing. The system's helping him. He's gonna get a degree, and he's finding his own. He's making his own path.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of failing. Don't be scared of not being able to do something that you definitely can do. You could do everything anybody else can do.
Better.
Don't think you am better.
And better.
But you just got to choose to do it. That's the only part that's holding you back is yourself.
I'm going to send you the link to my life coach program. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
Is $99.99.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, dude, because right now a lot of it's like mental, right? Sometimes it can get to your head, like, damn, like they're not hiring me because of this or that reason. But
what right now, the job competition,
that's why
it's so tough right now, bro. It's like 40, 50 applications. I know, because in some of my properties I have to hire, and I got to be the one. I got to go on site because I want to make sure I'm putting in the right person, because I've been wrong, you know what I mean? And I've learned my lesson by going with my gut, hiring some motherfucker, and next thing you know, he's the laziest motherfucker, and then he wants to slip and fall and try to sue me for that shit. So I want to be the one to hire the people. But what I'm saying is that I had a janitor position last October. I got about 50, 60 applications, when years prior, you know, there would be so many jobs to pick from. They're going to be like, nah, well, this one, no, because this one's going to pay me more. Now you can't be selective, way. You get a job, you keep it. until it shifts, until it turns back into a job market, not a job seekers market. But I appreciate the call, Pinchy Bob, man. Gracias.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Hope that helped.
Ándale, buenas noches. All right.
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people I notice that they feel like they don't have the time to go out there and learn something new. You know, they think like it would be a waste of time for them to go back to college or trade school.
Link Homie, our anti-grifter guy.
Anti-grifter.
Link Homie and / anti-grifter guy. That's the homie right there.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
Anti-grifter. You're live on Chicano Street, cabron. Can you hear me, Wade?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Man, it sounded like you were wrestling right now, cabron.
Sorry, I was petting the snake.
Hey.
You were throwing chingazos with your phone in your hand. Talk to me, man. What's the latest on the YouTube yard? Let me know, or what you think about what we talked about tonight, man. The link home in the house.
Oh, my bad, man. I just started tuning in right now.
Okay.
You had that caller that talked about the jobs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were all over the place talking about
another thing that.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There's like I'm getting a repeat, but okay, I'll try to talk on. What do you guys think about like the raza and just in general people from Cali moving out of state to like Texas and Arizona and all that? Because that's another thing that definitely affects income and all that. Because me personally, I'm looking at cities in the Midwest like Kansas City, St. Louis. Some have raza, but some don't. What do you guys think about moving to places where there's not a lot of raza?
I was discouraging it, especially to the raza that had lower interest rate mortgages. I was telling them, don't leave. Yeah, but Mikey, allá, mi suegra tiene casa in Arizona. And all that. I'm like, then keep the property, man, and rent it.
That's right.
Don't leave, because then they're going to want to come back later. It sucks, but we get taxed for the scenery in California. We have to pay for the ocean. We have to pay for the Golden Gate Bridge. We got to pay for Hollywood. We got to pay for all the Yosemite. We got to pay for all the beautiful thing. And a lot of us are spoiled and we won't leave. So the exodus was real. Obviously, the exodus was real for some of these insurance companies. People don't understand insurance companies are really businesses. They're not supposed to just give out free. It's not a human right insurance to people. No, it's a business. Now we're talking about auto is mandatory insurance, but as far as insuring homes, they were like, California wasn't doing shit, man. They weren't doing no maintenance, no preparation. There's no water. They got the hell out of here. And a lot of people are mad at them, but they got out of here and saved a lot of money because they saw it coming down the line. So a lot of other states are mad, man. The pinchy Californians that think a little bit crazy, you know, flying unicorns and 78 genders or 73 genders. They're like, fuck, man, why are these guys coming over here? But, you know, they're coming over there with their ideologies, but le rinde más el dinero. Shit, again, just like the last caller, I'm going to tell you the same thing, man. Shit's going to stabilize. Give it a couple quarters. But leaving California, if I get into this activism shit and I'm fighting for the people, I don't quit. So that's not going to be an option.
What about you, Nobis? What do you think?
I mean, I tell people, I mean, the exodus did happen. And I hear a lot of the people that, you know, I have friends that actually left too, you know, because it's tough. Like I said, you need more than one income coming in if you want to like survive out here. It's very expensive right now, especially eggs. But for the most part, we can't.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a friend. He moved to El Paso, and he bought like a nice new house. I think how much was it? Like 2,500 square feet in the outskirts of El Paso. And he's like, yeah, man. He's trying to, you know, get me to move out there with him. But yeah, when it comes, like Mikey, you were saying, the clima, the weather, man, because the Midwest has a lot of tornadoes, remolinos. The South has hurricanes. So, you know, it's not just our ideology. A lot of us aren't really prepared to live like in those crazy places. So just something to think in mind. For me, I'm probably going to move because I live in the 805 and it's super expensive over here. So forget this place.
One of the most popular places people moved within the last couple of years was called St. George. Utah. It's right on the corner. A large influx of Californians went over there. Again, literally, you're right next. You're on the border of Arizona, Nevada, California. That little corner. It was a place called St. George, Utah. Again, mansions, swimming pools, mountains, scenery, kind of like California, but I mean, you don't got the coastline, you don't got the ocean, you don't got the palm trees. But there's little towns like that. But yeah, I say if you got a low mortgage, hold on to it. If you can make it right here, make it right here. Way don't if this next 4 years, way if they play their cards right, these next 4 years will turn into 8 years. So that should be at least a positive. I know there's going to be a lot of fear mongering and people are going to be shitting. And it's the worst thing that's ever happened in their life. This is the worst world they've ever woken up with. But they want the tax cuts. They're going to love them. They're going to love all these rebates. They're going to love all the positives and perks. And if they play their cards right, it could turn into 8 years if the people like what they saw for 4 years. I'm just saying.
I mean, it could be. It could be.
I thought you were going to talk about Alvin. Yeah, no Alvin today or what?
Yeah, I think he's tired. He's tired of that. Also, I think we're all tired of it.
That's a broken record.
It's not a broken record. It's just not worth it anymore. It's already a collapse. Jigsaw puzzle right there.
Him and his wrinkly black shirt. All right, anti-grifters in the casa. I appreciate you.
Hey, one more point, man.
Ciao. That's right.
Yeah,
Go.
I hope you do get to a fight with like 100.
Oh, yes.
Or the ring, or what is it? Yeah.
I'm going to make a special video because I don't think he reads all the DMs. I'm going to make a special video for Wack to get on his fight card. I don't know. I'm going to tag everyone. It's going to be down there in LA. I'm going to tag everyone. I don't care who they put in there with me. He said, I'm leaving one fight for some Hispanics. And right when he said that, I'm like, I'm going to put my name in the hat. I hope I get that, and I hope I get the White House press pass.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
That's right.
Gracias,
that's
Grifter, for the call.
That's ultimate winning right there. You don't need to give a wrench. Just that, you win.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll let you guys go.
Ándale, Grifter. I appreciate the call, cabrón. Cuídate.
All right, take it, guys.
Ándale, cuídate.
Ustedes también.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Buenas noches, man. All right, man. We got 17 minutes coming up.
Yeah, man. I mean, people leaving, I get it. But like you said, you know what? Honestly, this is something that I see. This is just me trying to think, like, what's Trump doing? What is he working with? I know he's trying to get rid of all the immigrants that Biden got in, and he wants to get rid of everybody that has a criminal record. He wants them out. But he still has the ones that are here and that do work an honest job and actually, actually give to
unknown caller.
Contribute.
Ask Angel, that dude Vance, the Republicans look at him like a rhino. The real conservatives look at a rhino because he switched his stance, I think, on pro-life or on immigration or something like that. They ain't even feeling that dude no more. They ain't feeling him. So I don't think he's going to get lined up. But if they do these 4 years...
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
these
press
4
2.
years, right, then they might, groom their candidate pretty soon. Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. What you got to say?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, buenas noches. Doing good.
Up, man.
Buenas noches. A lot of people have been living in California, but I don't think it's had a huge impact on the population. So I don't think that's really a problem. And as far as Trump, you know what? I didn't like Trump. I don't like his the way he has declared bankruptcy for 6 times. However, on this immigration topic, I don't think there's anything there. Like all the presidents have ran on this immigration topic. They've always tried to please their voters, which is mostly white America, and do this propaganda saying, "Oh, you Mexicans are going out of here. We're going to deport everybody," and that kind of seems to please a lot of the white voters, right? So I think Trump took a page out of that playbook, and the Democrats did the opposite. They tried to put fear in people, saying, "Oh, this guy's gonna deport all you Mexicans.
Yep.
Or Hispanics, not just Mexicans, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a battle there. The ones who who want to deport people are gonna be in favor of Trump, and the ones who hate Trump are gonna run that. So I don't think there's anything there. I've had homies that have been deported since the longest. People have been getting deported, so I don't think that's not anything new.
Absolutely.
And as far as Norby's topic, I mean, damn, bro, you're way out there.
I am
saying that this is gonna be our country. This is never gonna be our country, but white people are gonna.
That's why I said it's a waiting game, and then that's all we can really do is just wait.
I like these crazy takes.
Norby's strategy.
It's a waiting game. We got time.
Occupy the land.
We got time, and we got the testosterone.
It's going to turn into a brown land if we occupy it.
That's right. That's right. We got time. Time is on our side, so I'm okay with that.
All right, that's all I got. But you guys have a good one.
Hey,
thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, man. Appreciate you.
I wanna read this comment right here from Razon. Norby's answered the pregunta. Are you willing to support a dozen illegal on your dime? I hate to break the news to you, but we have been doing that. Who do you think's paying for all of those welfare checks, all those vouchers? It's not the government that's paying it. It's all of us. We are supporting that. We are paying for those illegals.
But I think people that abuse the system, they don't care. They don't give a shit. Yeah. They don't give a shit because they're not the taxpayers that it's coming from. Because some people think money grows on trees, I guess. You know, even the people that are living off the government, Norbies, anyone that's living off the government, again, there's some fucked up situations. I get it. And then there's a group of people that are just saying, like, it's still COVID to them. They rather get the money. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that I lost my train of thought now.
What you were saying is that, people take advantage of the system.
Yeah, people take advantage of the system. And they don't understand that if the economy gets better, then there's going to be more money to spread around.
Definitely.
So wouldn't you want the economy to get better?
Yeah.
I mean, for your family, for putting bacon on your table, wouldn't you want things to prosper? Then instead of looking at, wow, fuck, right now, it's the worstest time in the world. And well, what do you think about this when they throw jackets on people? Like this president, they threw the R jacket on.
Yeah, they threw a lot of jackets on him.
MC Magic talked about the R jacket that they threw on him, on how that hits a nerve of sensationalism in people. And then people don't want to hear your argument anymore because they're already emotionally involved, and that's a good strategy to get people on your side. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I don't really think I have a good answer.
If you strike a nerve with the people, like, what the fuck? Like right now, like there's this little online campaign that if you're brown, but you want criminals to leave your country, there's motherfuckers online that say you're not brown.
Okay.
I'm like, nah. Hold on a second. Every single time I caught a case, I caught a number, I caught a bus, I had to go, I had to do my time.
Yeah.
So this is not some utopia. This is not some unicorn landia. People that break the law, they got to go. Now, this is what people say. Norbies, what do you think of when people say no human is illegal?
Well, I mean, personal opinion, no, I don't think anybody's illegal if they're working towards supporting a family or taking care of I can never hate on another man that is working their asses off to support their family. I just can't. I mean, illegal or illegal, whatever your viewpoints are, whatever the laws are, somebody is working towards making an effort to support their families. I cannot hate on that, and I cannot tell that person, stop, you're breaking the law by supporting your family. That's just not in me to be able to tell somebody that's working that hard to support their family, hey, stop, you're breaking the law, get out of here. I just can't. I mean, that would, again, and I would say that would be very un-American of me to do, because let's keep it a buck. This is how this country was founded. People that left their countries because they didn't get their way there either. They didn't get the support from their country. The whole they came here, and then when that country wanted to take more of it, they started a war, and they separated themselves from that government.
Risky business.
But what do you think about?
That's just the history. We're in a country where people come here illegally or legally to make a better life.
But what do you think about when they
I would tell them. I know people don't like to go back in the history, but I would tell those people, okay, well, if you're from here and you saw those Europeans come on their ship, are you gonna tell them to get out of here?
There you go with European Americans again. You're trying to get risky business. Jay, South Texas in the casa. I appreciate the call, cabrón. ¿Cómo estás?
What's up, Jay?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Norbies?
Right here on Chicano Streetway, chopping it up, man. What do you think about what we talked about tonight, Way?
Yeah, I just got a question for both of you guys. Like Norbies first, I guess.
Go for it.
Norbies, why do you think some people downplay or deny racism when it comes from whites to browns?
Give me an example, if you can.
What's that?
Give me an example.
Oh, the question is the question. Like, why do you think people deny or downplay racism?
From whose point of view? From a brown man's point of view or from a white person's point of view?
From anybody's.
So racism in general.
Yeah, from whites to browns, though.
Okay, whites to browns. He's saying whites to browns. People downplay it. Do you mean Raza downplays it, or who's downplaying it?
I mean,
yeah, Raza.
Let's be specific.
We're speaking about Raza, right? So this channel's revolved around Raza. Right?
Okay. Okay. So he says, why does he sees Raza overlooking how the Gavachos treat Mexicanos? I guess
is that what it is, Jay?
Why does they do that? Right,
Jay? Yeah.
Okay, wow. I mean, I don't know anybody that does. I mean, I can't think of. That's why I said, give me an example of what you mean by that. Like a Mexicano just saying, like, not speaking on it and just keeping quiet about the racism.
Yeah. Hey, you're holding back, Way. You're holding back. Get it off your chest, Way.
No, well, I'm piggybacking on earlier about European Americans.
That's right.
Not wanting the Raza here, and then the Raza taking the land back, right?
Well, I mean,
a lot of people don't see it that way.
You know what? I'll tell you this much: they might not want us here, but they know as a business they need us here. They need us here. I mean, this is why we intentionally mess up their other countries south of here so that we can have their people come here. That's how it's been. That's why we destroyed Mexico's economy and government so that their people could come here and work.
Risky, let me ask Risky this. Do you consider the European Americans immigrants?
To the land, 100%.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you that because I kind of get where you're coming from now. So did you want to ask me the same question or is it a different one?
No, yeah, go for it.
Okay, that one. As far as downplaying it, I don't see it like that, but I can only see it through my lens. I try to not to look at it through any lens. I know people call me fucking Mikey, Fox News, and pinche vendido, and all this other shit. But I never was into politics, man, and I don't really give a shit. But I guess I am. I'm getting into it just because I want to help the farm workers. To be honest with you, racism exists. Absolutely, it exists. Does marginalization exist? Absolutely. Do people still hire? Absolutely. Me and my wife experienced it more than one time. Without even telling me and my wife, we would be in these high-end places, Oceanside, and because our address was a Salinas address, they couldn't fuck with us. And so the wifey decided to level up and get a studio out there in High Endville and Carmel. And then we started fucking, getting fucked with. And so it's like, yeah, there's unspoken rules and things, but is that hitting everyone's home, hitting everyone? No. Am I downplaying it? No, I'm not downplaying it at all. I bet you the Africanos could talk a whole lot more about it than the Raza can, because I think the Africanos did get it worse than we, even though I know we got it bad way. You're talking about the gasoline bass and all that. We got it bad, but you think we got it as bad as the Africanos?
Do I think we got it as bad as them?
Did we, in historical, in hindsight, a history, did we get it as bad as the Africanos?
And you threw it right back at him, huh,
Yeah,
Mikey?
bro.
We did?
I think we did, because look at what's going on now.
What's
They're
going
kicking
on?
our gente out of our native land.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So again, going back to European Americans. I get it, cabron. I get you. I get your point of view.
What is facts? And look, and I'm gonna give you my point of view for my own fucking question, I guess.
For the soon-to-be risky podcast coming soon.
Hey,
coming soon.
Give me your point of view, cabron, before you go. It's 9 o'clock almost.
Yeah, because look, this is what I see, and you touched on it. So basically, what you said is that it's not going on everywhere, right? Racism is not going on everywhere. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in Salinas, tampoco, right? But then why emphasize the men going into women's bathrooms, which I do not agree with? But can we also agree that that's not going on everywhere? And if it's not going on in your immediate community, then why be scared about it?
That's a good one. Yeah.
So we emphasize that, but then we downplay racism when it comes to our gente.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Jay, South Texas. Yeah, you're right, cabron. You're in South Texas, so you're in one of the states that's a foreign concept. But I'm in a state where I have to fight against it because I'm a traditionalist. I'm a conservative by heart because I believe Mexicans are conservative by heart. But again, that's just me, my opinion. So I don't emphasize it. I have to talk about it because it affects me. And other states don't have to talk about it because it don't affect them for shit. But it is a very small percentage. Matter of fact, the Rainbow Mafia and the Chirujos and all that, that's less than 1% of the millions and billions of population in the United States. But again, cabron, that was always a great call. Always good questions,
definitely.
Man. I appreciate you, Jay, South Texas, man. Don't even complain about nothing, way, because those long hauls equal long dollars, way. You know
that's right.
No, but Trump ain't giving me shit.
Oh, stop.
I get up and get it.
Stop. Oh, hey,
Trump is not going to give me low groceries.
United States is giving it to you.
Low groceries.
The United States is giving it to you.
So we can't give Trump the credit for low in groceries.
Okay, so who do you give credit to work?
For what?
Who do you give credit to work? Your work. Who do you give credit to for you having a job?
To myself.
He's owner-operator.
Because I'm the one that puts that alarm up. I'm the one that sets that alarm for 3, 4 in the morning and get up and I hit the road.
Yeah, but who's paying for you to hit the road? You're not paying yourself.
No, unless
I work with brokers, so they cut me a check.
Yeah, and then the brokers have to pay for licenses and permits. And
right, but he's on his own clock, though. He could pretty much turn down loads, pick up loads, pick extra loads.
What I'm trying to say is that, you're right. Trump doesn't get the credit. Trump doesn't get the credit, but the country overall does get the credit.
You can shut it down for a week, enjoy the familia, man. He's a hustler, so you did it, cabron. Right. I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate the call, cabron. As we wrap this up, it's 9 o'clock. Gracias, cabron.
100%.
Ándale.
A rato.
Jay, South Texas, man. Last call of the night. Let me turn off that band.
I'm still low-key very American.
Oh, man. There was other things we didn't talk about, like the Palisades finally are letting some people back in there after the president.
Unknown.
Oh yeah, he shut down the mayor. The mayor had to had to bow down. And I'm glad he did that. I'm really glad he did that because their plans was going to take forever. And these people already had the money, the connections to take care of their shit themselves. They're rich.
Mm.
So a lot, and I'm talking about Palisades. I'm not talking about the people from Altadena. Those people were literally just regular, people, lower middle class, maybe even lower middle class people, that didn't have insurance.
But
Like those people are real big trouble.
Should we be looking at people differently because their bank accounts are different, or what do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate because Trump, he definitely, and I definitely think it was kind of messed up that he only went to Palisades and he didn't go to Altadena, because we did have the most death in Altadena. That's where the majority of the people that died in the fire was in Altadena. And I do want to say something because I saw one podcaster out there walking in the rubbles where
I saw that. What do you think about that?
I'm going to tell all you podcasters, stop doing that. Stop going up there because from what I hear, there's a lot of bodies there that just happen to be ash. You yourself could be walking on somebody's body. Even though you want to create content out there, you have to realize that people burn in those houses. You're walking on their ashes. Have a little respect. Let them clean it up. And then when they're all done cleaning it up, go over there because they're still finding bodies over there. They're still finding ashes, remnants of bones. And it upsets me when I see podcasters go out there, film, walk on the ashes, probably walking on somebody's dad, somebody's grandma, somebody's grandpa. Like, give these people the respect that they deserve and let them deal with their own areas.
One of them was Nate Dogg's son, Inhale. He shot a music video in the ashes. I guess he must have snuck in there. And I didn't think about that until you just said that right now. You blew me away. I was like, fuck, you're right. There's dozens of bodies out there. But again, and the president only landed like at an airplane hangar. I mean, I don't know if Altadena, has something private but they could have done it. They could have done it anywhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Altadena community was in the crowd and we don't know.
Well, here's the thing. And then people got to know that Altadena and Pasadena, they're separate from Los Angeles. So, I hate to say it, but LA gets a lot more love. It's going to get more love than any other area around us.
That's Chicano headquarters is LA, man. Shout out to you, man. Did you see Kamala's heart salute? It started going viral because Elon Musk shared it. They got her at a restaurant, a little party last night in the 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
And she went like this, and she went like that. And
it's a Roman salute. It's the Roman salute.
She did the Roman salute, but no one's talking about it. But Elon did it. It just,
Well, I mean, think about it. That they're all. I tell people again, we're a corporation, but think about our laws and our system is really based off of Roman laws. Also, I mean, look at our societies. We have coliseums all over our country. We have our Roman architecture all over our country. We have the same societies that the Romans had back in the day. And for them to salute that, they're just saluting to what they're loyal to, which is the Romans.
Millions Over Feeling says his avatar is fucking Popeye saying, "We got fucked up last night. We partied." But anyways, he says Pacific Palisades isn't in the top 50 for the wealthiest cities. So maybe people are overstating that. Maybe that's exaggerated. That they got, the millionaires and tens of millions and all.
I tell you one thing. I've gone to Palisades. that ain't no regular middle class people. Those people have a lot of money. Those homes are
made of glass.
Made out of glass, and some are even made completely out of wood.
I've seen them.
All wood, nothing but wood.
Ocean. Yeah, we have something over here too. Carmel by the Sea is rated. I've seen videos that said Carmel by the Sea was the best city in California. But again, just air quality, food, the scenery, etc. But those houses over there, they're hanging off the ocean way. They're glass.
Yeah.
They're custom built, architectural, crazy little French mansions. Some of them even look like Lord of the Rings houses, like,
Oh yeah,
goblins and
Unknown
shit.
caller.
And that's just because they want that way. But
I believe that. I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is in California. I mean, we have royalty. We have it's funny because I was talking about this story about the Beverly Hills Castle. I don't know if many people know about this story, but this oil tycoon guy, for his son's wedding, he built him a castle, 138 room castle in Beverly Hills. And once it was done, his son got married. His son's wife was an actress, and then he found out that his wife was cheating on him, and he deleted her and deleted himself. And this guy donated that entire castle to the city of Beverly Hills.
Oh shit!
I mean, it's crazy how rich these people are out here, man.
No, exactly. Tiburon is a very expensive place. Yeah, I have an open house tomorrow. I got to work tomorrow, a couple hours. And then last weekend I was passing out flyers, and the name of the city is called Seascape. And I'm like, man, the houses over there, they're like 3 to 6 million. And it's funny because all these streets are named after like Spanish. Que tiburon, right? So I was talking to one person. The reason I said that millions over feelings is because I was talking to a person, and I was handing them some of the people that were on the yard. I would just hand them the little pinchy flyer. I would just hit the mailboxes. But and I said, oh yeah, and he goes, I live here on Tiburon, and I'm like, Tiburon. I almost felt the Chicano in me almost felt like saying tiburón, way. Tiburón. Again, esos pinches güeros no sufren, man. I'm a country boy at heart. Voy a morir en un rancho. That's 100.
I wouldn't know what that's like. I mean, I've been a city boy all my life.
Voy a morir en un rancho, but I mean, having the song says, en el mar, la vida es más sabrosa. So,
classic.
So living by the ocean, I think, actually adds years to your life. Norbies, another classic. We're out. It's the weekend.
It was great, man.
Let's go ahead and give last words that you want to give to the chat.
Well, first, I can't wait for the panel. It's gonna be great. Is Big Joe gonna be in there? Because
Big Joe Castro.
Yes, Big Joe Castro.
He hasn't confirmed yet. So who I got right now is this.
All right, Big Joe Castro. Make sure you confirm.
Yeah, so who I got right now is I got Rascal from Homie Hangout. I got Wayward Son, Chicano State of Mind. I got Legsit. I got Cholo Trucker. I got Nino America. Of course, me and Alfonso. That only leaves 2 seats left.
There you go. I mean, that's going to be an exciting panel. It's going to be great to have all these people. I know a lot of them, and some I don't. But so it's going to be great to be part of that. And see what we can come out of it, because honestly, we need to find a way that we're not at each other's throat. We're not going against each other. At the end of the day, we're all brown men. We're all trying to find our place in this system of government and this land, and we're just trying to keep what we have, to ourselves. So it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait for it. Aside from that, I just want to tell the live chat. I know I'm loving how you guys are talking with each other. You guys are asking questions, and to Rasos, I know you come from a respectful. You're saying things from a respectful way. Central Cal, shout out to him, and I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for putting yourselves in there, talking, expressing yourself, because this is exactly what I've always wanted, for our people to just talk, and then watching even Jay come to a point where he just wants to create his own podcast too. Tony A always tells people, what, we have the technology, make your platform, make your shows, do it. Just make sure, you're not just trying to create problems. You're not trying to create drama, do something that actually counts, something that has value to it, not trash, not shit like the fucking what do you those tabloid newspapers, which ones. But yeah, it makes me happy to see so many of you guys on the live chat just talking to each other, asking questions, responding to each other, because this is what I always said. I want all of us to communicate. We can communicate worldwide now. We have the technology. We could talk to our brothers all the way down South America, Central America. We have the capability that we never had before. They always shielded us from this thing. They always told us, they never told us about the history of South America. How many of you guys know how the countries in South America were created? We don't know. We don't know what wars happened down there for all these countries to claim the land. You know, they purposely shut us out of those places so that we don't know their history, so we will never go there. You know,
that's right.
That's right. And that's what it is. I mean, it's just amazing that now we have the opportunity to talk to our brothers down south and communicate with them. And like I said, one day I would hope that we would have a panel where it's us talking to our brothers all the way down South America in real time and talking about their issues over there and comparing to our issues. And who knows, maybe one day they'll open business here and we'll open business there, and we'll create a bigger system than what this country already is. We have a lot of land. This isn't the only country where we can profit. You got to think. Well, you don't think that all these American companies are there just not doing shit? They're all making money there. They're in Mexico, they're in Central America, they're in South America. They are there while you guys think you only have here to make money. They already trapped you by you thinking that you have nothing to do over there in those countries. They already boxed you in. They already told you don't look over there because there's nothing for you. But yet you see their companies over there getting the resources, buying the land, profiting, while they tell you, hey, you can only be here in the U.S. This is all you got. Your city, that's all you are. Don't look at other places because there's nothing there. They're gonna delete you there. They're gonna kidnap you there. They're gonna do all sorts of things. You don't want that. You'll be safe here.
Norby's has a vision for the United Countries of America.
United Countries of America. One day, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But aside from that, thank you to the live chat. Thank you to everybody that hit the like button on both of our channels. It helps grow both of our channels, our platforms. It helps us put the word out because honestly, at the end of the day, when me and Mikey won, we just want you guys to win. We want you guys to win like we win. And that's the best we can do for our children. It's for us to come together, win, and, just be better.
Bunch of Zapata says, I like it here. I ain't trying to go nowhere.
Hey.
I like my lowrider.
That's right.
I like my NFL. I like my barbecues and my Weber and my Traeger grill. And
hey, I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't mind having a carne asada right there in fucking Peru, right there in the pyramids, high up in the fucking mountains. I'll be up there cooking some carne asada and maybe a 6-pack and watching the Inca pyramids and just chilling.
What if you walk into a pinchy Inca pyramid and all of a sudden you just fucking saw a portal open up in front of you? What would you do?
I mean, I'd walk in there. I'd go.
Damn,
if it open, okay. Well, I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna die, or they're gonna experiment on me. I don't know, but I would think things in this land.
You walk in it and you walk out of it, and then you don't age the rest of your life. You stay the same fucking age. And the story you have, this is some crazy fucking fiction now I'm coming up with. But all of a sudden you walk out and you stay 35 years old the rest of your life. That'd be a trip.
That would be a trip.
Series now we're talking, but someone will say, yeah, they do got a fountain of youth.
But let me ask you, Maggie, would you want to live forever?
No.
Why though?
I already am, but it's eternally. But what you made it sound is, it sounds like there's some sick motherfuckers in this world that have been trying to live forever.
Oh yeah, man.
And they're pieces of shit. And so from that, I say no because I already know where my soul is going. So I don't want to stay here because, well, what movie was it where the guy didn't age and he was living through all the hundreds of years? What movie was that? That fucking dude was living miserable, or was it a chick?
I'm only thinking of the Highlander, but it could be another movie.
Oh, there's another movie. It was a dude or a chick, and that was miserable. But anyway,
Really?
we're talking about portals and dimensions at the pyramids. I've never been to the pyramids.
I
but
have, man.
Hey, what do you think about the chick that went up there when you're not supposed to? The pyramids. That was crazy. Do you want to see it? She started climbing up there, and everyone says, "Get the fuck down." And when she got down at the bottom, the mob, they were like, they didn't beat, gracias a Dios, they didn't put hands on her.
Yeah.
But they were pushing her away, like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Is that disrespect?
It's definitely it's disrespect. It's been disrespectful because you know what? Those ruins, we don't owe them. We don't own any of it. Another organization owns it. That's not part of those countries. That's not part of those people. And eventually, we're going to have to take those places back. You've done all your research. Now you guys can go because these places belong to us. They don't belong to you. They don't belong to the world. They belong to us. You can leave everything now where you found it. Because
but there's no group, though. There's no us. Who's us? I mean, the people, but the people aren't organized.
And so it's going to happen. Like I said, it's all about time. We don't have the population, but we're getting there. Our children are becoming lawyers. Our children are becoming engineers, architects. They're all becoming politicians. They're little by little taking over those and creating nonprofit organizations. We're going to get there, and we're going to take everything back. And we're going to make America great again.
Damn, man. There he goes, man. Norby's 2028. I appreciate you, cabron. All right. Live on Chicano Tube, you guys. Live on Chicano Street, man. We're out. We're out, you guys. Hit that like. Norby's always a pleasure, cabron. Gracias,
Same here, man.
I'll
appreciate
see you in February, cabron. And we are out. But remember what I always say, beautiful linda raza. Hit that like on your way out. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories. We're out. I'll see you on the weekend, cabrones.